Keep going and don't give up. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I would like to welcome you guys to the Driven by Purpose show, the Driven show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, before we get started, make sure you do me a favor, like this video, share this video, tag somebody you know, and tell them you are in the building on tonight. And make sure that you tag someone so that way they can come join you too, because you guys are in for a special treat. I have my friend all the way from the other side of the world. She's coming to join us. So y'all make sure y'all get ready, grab your water, grab your tea, grab whatever you need to stay hydrated. So let's get it started. But before we bring her on, I want you guys to know that the Driven Show is about individuals telling their story that are walking in their purpose and overcoming obstacles. And you can also promote your brand, your business, and tell your story. So here, you don't have to wear your hair up. You can wear your hair down. You don't have to wear no mask. You don't have to wear no makeup. Just show up as yourself each and every time that you come. So we are always welcoming guests from all over the world. You do not have to be here locally. You do not have to be just in one place. You don't have to be in Michigan. You don't have to be in Texas. You don't have to be in Georgia. You could be anywhere. So guys, do me a favor, make sure you like our page. The Driven are Driven by Purpose. It is PURPOS 3. Make sure you tap in each and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 5 p.m. Central Time. So I'm so glad that you guys are here with me. So I just want y'all to know that each and every week we're going to have an amazing guest and you can be a part of the show. Just make sure you inbox us directly on the Driven Show. You can actually inbox us on Driven by Purpose because we have a page as well. So make sure you connect with us and welcome, welcome, welcome. We have been doing this for the last year. And so we look forward to having you on our show. And here we believe that anyone and everyone, anybody that's somebody or nobody, it does not matter what you classify as your classify yourself as, you have a story to tell it and nobody can tell it better than you. So with that being said, I guess I would have to unmute myself so that way you can hear me. But did y'all see that commercial? That commercial was fire. So today I want to introduce you to our special guest, no other than Brandy Johnson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing this evening, beautiful?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. I would like to thank you first and foremost for having me on this fine evening. I am Brandy, the Disconnected Johnson, and I'm pulling the plug on dysfunction one area of life at a time.
Did y'all hear that? She said she putting the plug on dysfunction one area at a time. So if you know there's dysfunction in your life, I need you to tap in and don't be afraid to tap in because why? You may need it. So don't be afraid to tap in. So Brandy, can you tell our viewers where are you from and what it is that you do?
Well, born in Germany, raised in Colorado, married in Virginia, and still reside here. And I am the owner of three companies: VPS Digital, another one called Gen One wealth, and another one that I keep on the rest because that's me and my husband's love child. So we do have a fourth company, but it's actually him and his father's partnership. They own a janitorial franchise, and they've owned that for 13 years now. So we've been entrepreneurs for a very long time at this point, and it served a very high level purpose within this household.
Ooh, I love it. And y'all, I want y'all to know something. She's being very modest. You know, she told you some of the things that she does, like the businesses that she have. But this woman is the brain behind the business. And she like helps people tell their stories digitally. I'm gonna say that again because we have some business owners that are watching and they're gonna be like, well, what exactly does that mean? So can you tell us how you bring people's visions to life using digital
No,
images?
most definitely. That
Mhm.
commercial that you showed, that's actually the intro outro to our show, The Coach and the Disconnector, that comes on every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But that right there is a visual of what I do in addition to a few other things. But what I do is if you are a show owner or you're somebody that wants to just advertise your brand, I take what your brand is about, your colors, your logo, your preferred genre of music, and pull it together into a visual piece that showcases what you are about and what your company stands for. So everything that I do, it has to make sense. I don't just do take anybody's stuff and say here. It has to make sense. It has to be in an alignment with my beliefs. It can't be like I love everybody's whatever they do in business. But like if you own a strip club or something like that, I probably won't do an ad for you.
Transparency and honesty, because that's not every there's somebody for everybody, and that's not
Right.
what you want to
And
do.
I'm not saying I'm opposed to strip clubs. What I'm saying, I will not allow my brand to be aligned with that kind of stuff just because it's not that I don't believe in it. It's just that it's not my particular cup of tea. And it's
Mhm.
not something that I would align myself and my business with.
And you know what, Brandy? I respect that because it's not you didn't say anything bad about it. You're not knocking it. It's just when you do things, you do it your way. And so that's the benefit of being a business owner. And can't nobody knock you for that because it's some things that I don't do. I'm known for one thing. And so I'm not going to find myself doing something opposite of that one thing because people are going to be looking at me like, T, I thought you didn't do stuff like that.
Right.
In this society, they judge you
All
based.
money ain't good money, sis.
You're right. All money ain't good money. So that's why I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. Let's just try something different. I'm gonna stay in my lane because everybody got their own.
Right.
Okay, so tell us, what is some interesting things that you would like our viewers to know? Because this is your first time on our show. So what would
Right.
you like my viewers to know about Brandy?
Well, I'll let you know that my journey actually started due to a car accident back in 2014.
Mm,
Um, so I've come full circle. Everything that I be teaching people about, sharing with people on how to kind of get out of their own way, it's all stuff that I've already been through. I'm not
mhm,
telling you anything that I haven't done or am not currently doing.
mhm,
And I believe the difference between coaches like me and yourself is when we build our businesses to sustain us so that we are available to those people that don't have them high level dollars to invest in a life coach, a mentor, a confidant, whatever it might be that they need. Because not everybody has money. And that's why entrepreneurship and investing has been so important to me because I know I have a lot of information to share, but
mhm,
there are very few people that will take advantage of that information for a low cost or even possibly free, depending on who you are and how serious you are about changing your situation. Now, I wish more people thought like I do
mhm,
because there's a lot of change that could be implemented and sought after if people stop chasing the dollar over just seeing fellow human beings all around them. But when I saw that, because my story again started with that car accident, right? And I got to a point that I was involved in a network marketing company. I bombed in the company, but I was introduced to personal development on a high level. That's what
mhm.
I needed out of that situation. Personal development has been the reason why I haven't had a traditional job in over 4.5 years. I work full time in my companies because my husband has placed me in a position that I can. But even if he hadn't, I would still be in this position because of the mindset that came from that experience. I could still be like, why me? How come this happened to me? Or I was like, at that point, I was like 28 going on 29 years old, and I don't have enough money to pay for a rental car for a couple of days. Just two until my insurance company can step in and address the situation because it happened on a Friday. And everybody knows insurance companies, they answer the phone on a Saturday or Sunday or arranging rental cars or trying to get your car assessed to see if it's totaled or if it can be repaired and what shop is going to and all that dumb stuff. Turns out in that case, the car was totaled. Now, mind you,
Mm-hmm.
this is the big body 2011 Dodge Charger that got totaled. If I'd been driving anything smaller, I probably got effed up that day.
Mm.
And my mother and a good friend of mine was in the car that day. But because the car was so large, he pushed the trunk dang near to the back seat. And actually, I turned around to check on my friend and her butt looking up. Got her whole hand through the window that's missing now. Oh,
Oh.
you all
Wow.
right? I'm
Mm.
good. I was just wondering where the window went. I'm like, get your hand back in the car, girl.
Yeah. Mm. But Brandy, you
Yes.
just said something. You just said something that makes a lot of sense because of the simple fact. Here it is. Many people that are forced to work their job full time. I mean, not their job, work their business full time, and they may be struggling because they don't have hope that they're going to come out of their situation. So like you came out of your situation even though you had a spouse, but you still came out of your situation. So what was that moment like for you when you were in your low place?
Mm-hmm.
How did you really get out of that low place to say, you know what, today I'm actually going to walk in my full power, I'm going to walk in my purpose despite everything I'm currently going through?
You know, the interesting thing is, I didn't actually decide to walk into my full purpose until about 2019. Now
Mm,
that I am, things are happening by leaps and bounds. Do I still have my challenges? Absolutely.
mm-hmm,
But that low point was realizing I wasn't in a place that I was making decent money, not even decent money. I wasn't doing right with the money.
mm-hmm,
I didn't know what I didn't know at that time. So as I became more mature in my personal development journey, I realized my money problems were my own fault. I was spending money before I was getting it. I was spending money in places that I had no business spending it, like not the car payment. We got our first home around that time. In fact, we had already got our first home. We bought our first home in 2012.
mm-hmm,
So it was just not paying down our debts and handling the money correctly. Like there are a lot of things that I had to learn about finances, right? Um, you could work at McDonald's and with the right knowledge about budgeting and priorities, still be all right financially. It's not how much money you make, it's what you do with your finances. You know that you got a certain amount of bills, especially when you live on your own. You got your rent, you got your utilities, you got your cell phone, you got your internet. Those are the basic like necessities, right?
yeah,
Outside of that, you need to be saving your emergency fund. It took until 2020 to fully establish a proper emergency fund in this household because I didn't know what I didn't know. Again, I got wonderful friends like Tidra Martin, the financial coach, and I got a wonderful client by the name of Jay Nicole, and she's the money coach.
mm-hmm,
And these two individuals plus others got me thinking because all of us have that thing that, and my thing is money. I believe that when you solve the problem, money is a stupid problem to have to me
mm-hmm,
because money is the reason why mothers can't be in the household and raising their children like we used to.
mm,
Money is the reason why a lot of us go into debt before we even really start life because like we pull these college loans and things and we're not told that these college loans cannot be written off. Even people
mm-hmm.
that go to college and they're told that your student loan debt will be forgiven after you work in a particular industry for 10 years, they're finding out that was a lie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So to me, money is a stupid problem to have when, in my mind, and again, this is just my mind. Everywhere I look, I see money. I've literally sold everything from audio testing equipment to wetsuits,
Mm-hmm.
just based on stuff that we bought from different auctions. And eBay was what actually set me free from my full-time job.
Wow.
So that's been a little bit of my journey. But that low point was realizing I was in a position that my mother had been diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. My mother's fine now.
Amen.
But at that time, I'd only took like one solid week off. I'd taken a day here, day there during the process of her chemo and everything. And that week that I was out of work, they basically demoted me because they effed up and they didn't have the personnel necessary to support our roles in that particular department. So rather than step up and hire some people to train, they decided to push me back because my capabilities at that time was, we'll just say, above average without thinking. I was just that good at that particular position. So I let them know, like, if this is the position you want to work in, that's fine, but I'm gonna need to turn my laptop because I don't need it if I'm in this position. That
Yeah.
dude bit his mouth and say, if you turn in that laptop, you can turn in your 2 week notice.
Wow.
Yeah. So I called my husband, let him know what he said. He said, shit, turn in your notice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And September 29th of 2017 was the last day I worked a traditional job because that experience with my mother let me know it put into very sharp focus what was most important to me. Being available for my family. And when I say family, I mean the people that act like family because there are some people that allow their so called family to choke the life out of them. That's why I'm pulling the plug on dysfunction. We all have friends and so called family and people that so called care about us that will go out of their way to hold us back or speak badly about us to slow us down
Mm.
or keep us around because they see our potential. But the only reason they keep in contact with us or deal with us in any way, shape, form, or fashion is because we might come in useful later on down the road for them.
You know what? Listen, I hate that I had to stop you there because you are speaking more than good. You're speaking excellent right now. So I pray and I hope that somebody is getting something from this because you're dropping like 1,000 jewels at one time. And I pray that they hear you because sometimes people can take your kindness for weakness, or they can use you till they can't use you no more, or they can string you along to continue to suck the life out of you. But you have to see every situation for what it is because something is happening. But are you going to be willing? Are you willing to be used, misused, or are you willing to be a help to somebody else and allow them to help you? So I
Right.
thank you for that. So you keep going. And I like how you said pulling the plug on dysfunction. So that goes for just in different areas of our life, or what do you mean exactly by that?
I mean, a lot of us have this, a lot of us don't realize we are our own hangups. In my case, it was the family thing. I was brought up to think family was one thing, but I learned that family is actually one, we can choose our family first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And family are the people that act like it. If you drop everything to go help a cousin that done bust their tire on the highway and need a ride to go pick up a new tire and put that joint on their car, who's gonna do that for you? Is
Right.
it is it something that is reciprocal? If you do something for somebody and you need something in return, are they going to be there? If the answer is no, don't make yourself so accessible to people that are just using you because you're taking time, energy, and focus away from the people that need you most, especially if you're married and especially if you have children. If you're
Mm-hmm.
married with children, that household needs to come first because if it doesn't, the foundational piece that you are building will never be solid.
Mm.
If your children see you drop everything to go help family members, for instance, you got $50. Your cousin needs to borrow 40, but you know damn well your cousin probably ain't gonna pay you back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you need groceries. You gonna lend that cousin $40 that you might not get back, knowing damn well you need groceries for what?
Mm-hmm.
But we're taught to sacrifice like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're never taught to say, you know what? I don't mind going above and beyond, but I need to know you're gonna be there in the paint for me too. And it
Yeah.
doesn't need to be money based, it can be time based. If you know you ain't got money, you need to borrow some money. I got the money. but I need you to babysit because I got a job interview. Or me and my husband just need to get out and have us some us time.
Mm-hmm.
You can trade, you can barter, you can trade energy, you can trade. Say your cousin needs some clothes because they got an interview. That's reciprocity. It doesn't have to be money. It has to be energy, intention. It doesn't
Hold
even need to match. It just needs to be intention behind it.
Listen, I gotta stop you there because you teaching somebody today. You saving somebody life at this very moment because they think it's all about money. No, if you know your family member, like you said, your family member say you got a kid and they need some money, they need $40 or whatever the case may be. Like you said, they need this money. Are you willing to babysit my kid? I don't mind paying you because it's a service. It's a service, and it helps the world go round. And if people could understand, it's not about money all the time. It's about exchanging energy. So, like me coming to you, you coming to me, we helping each other build and grow. That's what family do, but friends should be able to do it too. But girl, when I say you preaching, I didn't even mean to stop you, but I had to because somebody today is getting this. They see it, they gonna understand. You said something else about the barter system. It's just it's like changing energy. That's all it is, or exchanging energy. Because I know how to do certain things. Somebody else might know how to do something. Let's come together and let's build this thing together. I'll help build yours, you help build mine, because that's all it's about. That's all it's always been about.
Exactly. It's simple. It's so hard because people all you distracted by the low level baby back BS is what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, all you need to do is mind your business. Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's actually a business or maybe it's just simply stuff you need to pay attention to that you're not because you're too distracted again. Whether you're watching too much Netflix or allowing other people's toxicity and nonsense and baby back BS to distract you, it doesn't matter. You gotta go gain your own attention back.
Mm-hmm.
I realized when I finally started automatically jumping into situations and started actually observing different things going on, whether it's with my friends or my family or things at work. All of our relationships, they're all over the place. Our
Mm-hmm.
coworkers, our siblings, our nieces and nephews, whatever it may be. Those relationships all depend on the reciprocity, but also you need to ask yourself, don't do it from a place of emotion. When you're nice and calm, you think about all the ties and connections that you have. Ask yourself, are these connections one-sided? Am I always the one calling, texting, emailing, checking on folks, swinging by and dropping something off? Who does that for me? When you ask yourself that, you'll realize you're dragging a lot of dead weight. And when you drag that dead weight, you slow down your progress towards the things that you say you want to achieve in life. That mental energy that frees up when you say, you know what, I love these people or that person, but it's one sided. Now you can have a conversation and say, hey, I love you, but I feel like our relationship is one sided. I'm going to need you to step up and put 10 toes down just like I am. Otherwise, I'm going to have to limit or eliminate my time with you. And they can take it however they want to take it. That's not for you to figure out. Because if they literally think about it from a realistic point of view, they'll either agree that they need to step it up or they'll disagree and they'll be like, you own some other stuff. I'm out.
Mm.
Either way, you got to be okay with the outcome.
Right.
I recently stopped talking to a lot of people that I absolutely love, but because of the toxicity, the drama, the all around effery going on with things right now,
Mm-hmm.
I refuse because my husband and I are looking to start our family, which means I can't be stressed out and distracted by something I can't control.
Hold on. Say that again. Say that again. You can't do what?
I can't be stressed out or distracted by things I can't control.
Y'all better take notes.
So, first thing about, addressing a problem is first admitting that one exists. And when You're somebody like me. When I was younger, I found myself in some jacked up situations, and I'd always have an excuse. I'd always say it was so and so's fault, or this is what happened, or it was never me. Even though I was the common denominator in every single situation that I found myself in.
Mm-hmm.
When I realized it was me, when I could admit it was me, then I also had the answers too. Y'all catch that? When you admit that you may be the one causing the issues, because 90% of our problems are caused by our failure to either acknowledge something, to learn something, or to just simply say, okay, what's really going on here?
Mm-hmm.
At any point in time, we have days where say, I have to go to work. No, you don't have to go to work. You could say, F this job, no money, no apartment. Okay, you living in a box now, you living on somebody's couch. But you can choose not to go, or you can choose to go and use it as a stepping stone to get to where you really want to be. Just because you have a job that you don't like, don't mean it can't be a tool to get you to where you do want to be. But you
Mm-hmm.
first got to stop hating on the fact that I hate this job. Well, why don't you say, I'm glad I have this job. It's not the ideal job. So, what do I want to do? You need
Mm-hmm.
to write that down. What is it that you do want to be doing? In my case, I realized I wanted to be a full time entrepreneur. Once I realized what entrepreneurship was, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, even from a little kid. I just didn't know what entrepreneurship was. I thought owning businesses and things like that was for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And when I realized I am other people, I can have a business too. And I
Yeah.
don't mean like everybody can create a side hustle, but there's a difference between a side hustle and a business.
Mm.
And I learned that again, kicking it and learning from my sister queens around me. I'm learning about uh, the EINs and our LLCs and how to establish business credit and how different business credit is from personal credit. But
Yeah.
how would I have learned all that if I was busy still being a damn victim, blaming everybody else for my problems?
It was impossible for you to do it because you were blinded by the distractions, and the distractions held you hostage because you were the victim. So
And
now that
false
you are no
loyalty held me hostage too.
the loyalty, yeah, yes, because you was loyal to who? To them, and not to who? You. But like you said, you wasn't accountable for who? You. So now that you are accountable for you, you are no longer a victim, but you're surviving and thriving all at the same time.
Oh yeah. And that's the best thing too. When you go from that survivor mentality to that thriving mentality, you're still gonna have your challenges. Oh yeah. At the end of the day, the universe is gonna throw some shit at you, man. Excuse my
Hmm.
language. But it's gonna throw everything it can at you. When you finally make a decision
Mhm.
to switch things up, God in his universe is gonna be like, are you sure you want it?
Mhm.
Because the things that we want, there's a certain level of strength and determination that we need to have in order to qualify for certain levels of things.
Yeah.
I was asking the other day, I did a live in a group, and I do free coaching exclusively in that group beginning in March, I mean in May.
Mhm.
But I asked, if I gave you $5 million right now, would you be a millionaire? People say, yeah. I was like, no, you would not. You got to be a millionaire here first. I can give you $5 million, but depending on your priorities, you're probably gonna spend it on some baby back BS and be back to square one, or even worse off by the time you're done spending.
Mhm.
Because most of us aren't taught you need to invest that money. Your money should be making you money.
Mhm.
We're not taught that. And if all of us have that heart piece, right? We
Mhm.
want we want to we want to feed the hood, right?
Yep.
We want to go to Africa and help out over there, right? But how can you help anybody or anything if you're struggling?
Woo! You talking to me? You talking to me? Go ahead.
That part.
That part.
I had to learn to put my own priorities first. I
Mhm.
can't help you if I'm not on a solid foundation myself. And when you are with a significant other, and again, if you have children, you have no business helping anybody that's not going to reciprocate at minimum. At minimum. It doesn't make sense to get out here and get this wonderful education and be making all this money, but you steady saying, ain't no good men out here. Well, there are, but you want a man that's all the way up here. And there's very few of those, which means you need to find a man. I just happened to find an amazing husband in my
Mm-hmm.
husband.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? He wasn't a super high earner back then. Him and I grew together. If you're not willing to grow with somebody, then you're probably going to be alone. You have to be willing to put in the effort. You can't expect a done person to just show up on your doorstep because you feel like you're done. Because if you're not willing to shift the way that you think and do things, you will always push away the person you say you want because you think you deserve them and you think you're a gift to them.
Mm-hmm.
But you never asked, what are they looking for in a partner?
Brandy, you done preached today. You done help some single women today. You done help some people that are have hobbies and some people that have businesses today. Like I appreciate all the jewels that you have dropped today because you just said something right there. You were speaking to me. I never stopped to ask, what are they looking for in a partner? So you done blessed me today, and I'm
Oh
going
yeah,
to
you
use it
sit
right.
there and say, "I want this tall, I want this complexion. You need to have this kind of job. He need to not have any kids, or if he had kids, they need to be grown. He need to have no baby mama drama. Okay,
Mm,
but what does he need?
what does
Or
he
in
need?
some cases, what does she need?
Mm,
I'm not here to judge whether or not you like men or women. I'm here to say, be be who that person wants, so that you could attract that person in kind.
I love it. So, can you tell us, because our time is almost near, can you tell us how people can support you, how they can find you, and just tell them more about the things that you do so that way they can connect to you?
Oh, most definitely. So
Mhm.
I am actually on two shows every week. The first one being Fem Talk every Tuesday, and both of them air live on Facebook. But we're also found on the E360 TV network as well. So I'm on Fem Talk, and you can find that at femtalktv.com. Just go over there, like and follow the page. You'll be notified anytime that we go live. And I'm also on a show called The Coach and the Disconnector. And on that show, we actually talk about basically how to be better coaches if you're in the life coaching space, or a better mentor if you're a mentor, or how to find a good mentor or coach if you're looking, because there are a lot of predators out here, and that's how that show came to be. We got tired of people getting duped by these gurus, not understanding like what they were actually looking at. So we teach what we've learned over the years, because I've had my experience with them fake coaches. It's no fun. So I help people avoid that pitfall. So you can actually go over to thecoachandthedisconnector.com. That'll take you right to the show page as well. And if you want to connect with me directly, I'm actually currently building out a private community on Bibly. And you can go to bethedisconnect.com. And that'll take you over to my Bibly page. I'm going to be stepping up my game in that area of things come May. I'm just getting my routine together for that, because I want to be consistent. Whatever I start, I like to be consistent. Hence the reason these shows have been around for almost 2 years now, and I've met and connected with wonderful individuals like Coach T here,
Mhm.
and I can't say my bad experiences haven't been worth it, because everything that comes after is absolutely fantastic. That's how I met the Coach T's, the
Mhm.
Carrie Irene's, and the Coach Toys, and the
Mhm.
Brother Kings, Quadrian, and Derek Butler, and Suave. Oh my goodness. I've met so
Mhm.
many absolutely fantastic people because of stupid experiences. Now I look back and I think they're stupid now, but
Mhm.
God has his reasons. So I just say, okay, God, I roll with it at this point.
Yeah. It was just time for growth. It was time for you to be challenged in those areas so you can grow and excel. So that's everything is just a learning experience. That's all it is.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, of course, if you want to contact me directly, you're more than welcome to just follow my Facebook page. I have several, but the main one I'm focusing on now, you can just put in the @ sign, the Brandy Johnson, and you'll see all things associated with me, whether it's the coaching and disconnector, Fem Talk, me just posting in general is pretty much going to be on that page because, again, I love the connections I'm able to make on Facebook, but I feel like Facebook takes too much attention for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm focusing on that community on Viably and that one page on Facebook, other than what I do for my clients in BPS Digital, of course.
So I want to say thank you, Brandy, for joining us today. It has been a pleasure and an honor to serve you today, to just get to listen to your story. And I know you have dropped so many jewels, and I look forward to our audience reaching out to you. So just do me a favor, make sure you leave us a review for being on the show on our Facebook page at Driven by Purpose. And I love you and I appreciate you. And thank you again for joining me tonight.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks, sis.
All right. You have an amazing night, sis. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye.